Welcome back to another Draw With Me in Procreate video with a time lapse of me drawing a sketch of a wedding photo from my best friend's wedding. And I actually will show you what brushes I used for this in Procreate. I had this actually printed large scale format for them for Christmas as a gift. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe and get notifications on new videos coming your way. So let's get into it. I simply start with a white canvas, insert the photo that I'm going to be using as my kind of tracing photo, and then I specifically use the 6B pencil from the standard set of sketching brushes given to you in Procreate. In this specific artwork, I wanted to have a mix of both the sketch and kind of a watercolor look in the background. So I used the Bouquet brush in the calligraphy section in Procreate. And I know that a lot of people have made variations of this brush, so any kind of watercolor brush would really work for this step. I really like mixing the sketches with color in some way. So I have done this before where I've done a black and white sketch and then I've done just the flowers from a wedding photo in color. And I really like using this particular brush for the flowers. It just keeps them really light and airy and not too detailed or specific. So it lets the sketch still be the focus. I'm not sure how to pronounce this brush, so I will just leave it up there on the screen, but it is a standard brush given to you with the Procreate app in the drawing section. For this artwork, again, I wanted to kind of mix in that really airy watercolor feel with this sketch, so I felt I needed something in the backdrop as the background, and I wanted to do kind of a really light, airy, inky look that mixed well with the watercolor. So I actually had purchased a set of ink brushes off of Etsy. I will link them in the description if you're interested. And I used ink 50, which is one of my favorites. I've used it for a lot of different things so far. And I just simply chose some really natural colors and played around with this brush to get the background that I liked. I usually use more saturated colors when I'm actually creating the background, and then I go in and I change the opacity to decide how much of that background is going to show up and what looks right in balance with the sketch. This is what the background looks like without any white behind it, just so you can see where I have the ink. And I went back to actually finishing the backdrop. I wanted to have this bridge and railing done in the watercolor, but I felt it was just a bit too harsh, so I actually used the same calligraphy blotchy brush but in the eraser, and that way I could go in with the same effect of the brush. Like I said, I ordered this particular drawing as an actual large scale print to give as a gift, and I ordered it from one of my print on demand sites that I get all of my Etsy shop items from, and it was a large matte finish paper, poster paper. So it came in this nicely packaged cardboard box so that it wouldn't get bent. It had tissue around it, which kept it nice and clean, and this was what it looked like right out of the box after I opened it. And after that, I had to leave it unraveled and with something heavy on it, obviously, to get it to flatten out. But this is what it looked like when I unrolled it. And then I decided to place it into a clean black frame that I purchased from HomeSense. This was what the final outcome was of the large scale 16 by 20 print on matte poster paper. I absolutely loved it. It turned out so beautiful, and I hope you enjoyed watching this video on me creating this really pretty framed wedding artwork. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.